Hello, good afternoon. My name is Hector Garcia, and this is my 11th video for the class of Migration and Health. On this week, I was assigned to complete the second part of migration and mental health. And well, yeah, I read some different chapters and I kind of learned about it. So let's have a chat about it. Let's discuss it, and I want to hear your opinions, okay? First of all, we have the 11th chapter of this article, which is uh, kind of different. I mean, now I learned new concepts and new ideas, such as cultural burdenment, the cultural shock, and last but not least, the cultural conflict. So these three main ideas, these three concepts are the ones that the most talk about. So let's explain it. The first of all, the cultural burdenment. It is that process that every migrant is going to go through. Well, maybe not all of them, but most of them have to go through ever since they left their origin culture. They start missing their language, their culture in general. Not only the language, the food, the values they used to believe. So ever since they start missing those kind of fundamental things, they are starting to get in a depression mode. They are gonna have anxiety, nostalgic, and of course sadness. So this burden, the cultural burden, it's difficult because going through those things are hard for anyone, especially when you really love where you are from. Also, we have the cultural shock, which is basically the stress that every migrant or every immigrant have to go through when they are in a different place, in a different culture, where they believe in things that you don't 100% believe in. So they can feel rejected, disorientation, and it's normal if you decide to go to a new place where everything is new from the way you were educated. And well, as I said before, last but not least, we have the cultural conflict, which is which are those values of the culture. And well, I mean, it talks about the values that you have ever since you were born. Those values are in conflict with the values of the new place you're established. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example. Let's suppose that well, me, Hector, I believe in the Christian religion. I believe in Jesus, in God, and everything. If I decide to travel to be an immigrant with papers to Salt Lake, Utah, in the United States, why am I choosing that location? Well, because there are a lot of Mormon community over there. So there are gonna be conflict, not only for me, for the community, because maybe they're gonna reject me for my religion, not only for my religion, my ethnicity, my skin color, my language, where I come from, and those factors are also for racism, Republican stories, but that's another thing. So this example is really good because first of all, if I decide to travel to Utah, I'll have a cultural burden. If I start to miss my Ensenada in Mexico, I'm gonna have a cultural shock because Christianity and the Mormon culture, it's well, maybe it's not. the opposite, but it's not the same. And the well, yeah, cultural conflict also. So that's an example. Okay, so there are three steps or three different areas how migrants try to adapt to a new home: assimilation, when they fully adopt to a new culture. There's also integration, which I really liked about because they combine the two cultures in one. And the separation, when even they decide from themselves, they reject the new culture or they got rejected. One of those two. So that's the chapter 11, which I liked a lot. Chapter 13, it's a acculturative. I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce that. Cultural. Well, it's the stress basically. It's stress because of the culture. Okay, it's it's that kind of high levels of stress when you try to adopt new um laws, new language, new behaviors and values from another place. Okay, this reading, the one that my teacher assigned me, it mentions those factors that can hide the level of stress: the language barriers, the racism, and the difficulty or the vicissitudes of the economy, and the, there are no there's no work. Okay, so those factors logically are gonna um, make my stress higher and gonna be difficult for me. Of course, the rating also talks about the vulnerability in different and specific groups, such as being a woman. Even though we are in the new century, people still, how can I explain it? They don't give the same treat to women and to men. They're not, there's no equality. And of course, another specific group where there's a vulnerability, it's the young and teenage migrants because they feel the necessity of being integrated and start getting related to a new community. And of course, migrants without papers. I mean, I don't think I even have to explain that. Okay. So there's gonna be a lot of stress if you don't have papers, okay? So yeah, basically these two chapters are really good. Let's remember what the main title of the video is: mental health. The stress, of course, is gonna be worse if you are a teenage migrant, if you're a woman and you have no papers. Of course, these three aspects are gonna be worse because let's be honest, don't people are racist still, even though in this century they're gonna hate you because of that. And it all depends, of course, in the country you are from. So I'll give you one worst example. Let's suppose I have a friend, it's a girl, her name is, I don't know, Melissa, for example, and she decides to be an immigrant in Salt Lake without papers. I don't know how she managed to go to that place. Of course, she's gonna have a culturative stress because well, she's young, a woman, and everything. And Salt Lake, well, I remember it's a Republican state in Utah. I think so. And well, she's teenage, she has no work. Let's suppose she doesn't know the language, so it's gonna be worse. She's gonna have a lot of stress. And returning to the cultural development, Chuck and everything, maybe she start missing Ensenada. So that's gonna be a Birdman, a cultural Birdman, and maybe being related to new people with different ideas, she's gonna feel strange. She's not gonna be completely happy. So there's gonna be a cultural shock, and of course, if she's a Catholic, um, and the Mormons, well, there's gonna be a cultural conflict. So that's basically the complete example of everything I have learned in this. And well, maybe at the end she'll find integration while combining a Mormon and the way she used to believe in things. So yeah, I don't know. Or separation. She's gonna feel rejected, or she's gonna reject the Mormon um, believings. So yeah, those are the. I already given an example. This I already mentioned and explained the main ideas, the facts. Was there anything unclear to me? Not at all. I really liked it. I think this team, uh, the mental health has been by far the best um, homework. If I don't know, the best one I have done. Was there anything new to me? Well, acculturative stress is something that I haven't really. I don't know how to pronounce it, but um, yeah, I didn't know about the simulation, integration, and separation. I mean, it's logical, but I didn't know about it, and it changed my way of perceiving things, of course. And I would like to explore more about. Mm, I would like to explore more about specific examples. For example, the one that I already given about Melissa, which is a fictional character. I would like to know if there are people like her in real life, and what are they doing? How do they manage to continue forward? Those are the kind of things I would like to explore more about. And well, yeah, I already given you an example. I really like this article. So yeah, I hope you liked it, and see you next time. Okay.